Do you also recognize the feeling when your alarm goes off, but you're still very much dreaming or even still sleeping very deeply? Well, that's because our sleep is divided into different stages, and it is not ideal to wake up in the middle of the sleep stages. From the moment you let your head rest on your pillow and you're starting to fall asleep, you go through different stages of sleep several times while you're sleeping. 4 different stages can be distinguished depending on how deep the sleep is and the body functions during the sleep. These 4 stages altogether take approximately 90 minutes and are repeated several times during the night. So on a typical night, you will cycle through 5 or 6 times. All stages are needed for an optimal brain and body functioning. So in order for all sleep stages to occur frequently enough, your sleep period as adults should be at least 7 hours long. But what are those 4 different stages of sleep, and why are they so crucial? The first 3 stages are also called the non-rapid eye movement stages, or shorter, the non-REM stages. And so the last stage is then called the REM sleep stage. The first stage is the superficial sleep stage. It represents the act of transitioning into sleep, so you dangle somewhere between being awake and falling asleep. Have you ever experienced the feeling that you're falling? Well, this typical shock is often experienced during this stage. The next stage is the light sleep. This stage is already crucial for recovery and is responsible for dropping your heart rate, breathing regulation, and body temperature. It is called light as you become unaware of your surroundings, but you can easily be woken up. Stage 3 is the deepest and most restorative stage, where learning, physical recovery, and cell repair happen. Bottom line, you re-energize during this stage. It's also called slow wave sleep because slower delta waves are seen in the brain, and it's difficult nor recommended to wake up in this stage. During the rapid eye movement stage, dreaming occurs, as well as data processing and memorization. This stage is characterized by the eyes moving rapidly behind closed lids, an increase of breath rate, an upspeed of the brain waves, and a temporarily paralyzation of the body as we dream. The cycle of these 4 stages then repeats itself, but with each cycle you spend less time in the deep sleep stage and more time in the REM sleep stage. So REM sleep increases towards the morning, which explains all the dreaming. Ideally, you will want to wake up at the end of a sleep cycle. Why? Because you're most likely to feel rested. Interested in finding out what the ideal bedtime is in order for you to cycle 5 or 6 times through the sleep stages before waking up at a certain moment in the morning? Well, go to the next step of this e-learning and learn all about the sleep calculator. But keep in mind that your sleep quantity and quality are much more important and should always get priority because these have detrimental effects. So waking up at the end of a sleep cycle is nice and has positive effects, but remember, it should not be your main goal.